We continue our coverage here at the Hamilton waterfront with Ian Hamilton, the head of Hamilton Oshawa Ports Authority, and Rodney Corrigan from Logistec Stevedoring. And we're going to talk about the different types of vessels that we're seeing. So right now we've got a barge behind us that's going to Indiana, but I just found out that you have to have different ships to go in the Great Lakes as opposed to ocean going. What's the difference?
So the types of ships that we handle coming into here are really boiled down to two types. We have the Canadian flag self-unloaders that are freshwater ships that run around the lakes down into the St. Lawrence River and back, primarily carrying dry bulk like the sugar you see over my shoulder down at the end of the dock. And then we handle ocean-going vessels that come from all over the world. And they're special designed to fit into the seaway locks. So in our industry, we refer to them as lakers. So they're the type of ship that'll come from Europe, from Korea, for example, carrying bulk, but also steel and other types of cargo into the Hamilton area.
Because they just have to be, you think most ocean-going ships would be quite large and might not fit in.
Correct.
Okay, and Ian, this is all about taking vehicles off the roadway, putting them on the waterway.
Yeah, we've got a huge potential to develop new short sea shipping services. As we know in Hamilton, the Skyway is congested every single day, and every vessel that moves around the Great Lakes takes the equivalent of 963 trucks off the road. It also reduces the environmental footprint, the greenhouse gases, by 80%. We've got about 50% capacity in the highway H2O in the lake system, so the more trucks we can start to convert into marine, the better social and environmental benefits it's going to have.
Mm-hmm. I have a question as well from a commuter. Does the Port Authority, does it regulate how often the lift bridge, when the lift bridge is working, goes up and down? Like, do ships have to wait for the lift bridge, or does the lift bridge wait for the ships? How does that work?
For the ships, they can actually call the lift bridge up, but it is operated by Public Works, not operated by the Port Authority themselves. And then for recreational boaters, it goes up and down every hour, so they can time themselves to go in and out of the harbor. But the ships, they call it ahead and say we're coming through, and the bridge opens up.
Right. Okay. And are we seeing like are the same vessels that are coming in, have they been used for decades, or are we seeing new technology come in?
You know, I think the easiest way to answer that question is, you know, some of the ships they'll sail on the lakes for 20 years or so, but the ship owners are constantly adding new technology in order to run the ships more efficiently, more safely, and just to be able to move the cargo that much more efficiently, right?
Right, because it not only makes sense environmentally, but
correct,
economically as well.
And we'll apply both CSL and Algoma. They've renewed their fleets recently, and using the best technologies available at the time, and also maximizing the efficiency. So they've been able to increase their capacity from 20 to 28,000 metric tons in each one of their ships. So they've gone through a whole vessel renewal program, which has been phenomenal for the industry.
So there's still lots more room to grow on the water.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's our job.
Okay, we'll find out more about that as we wrap up with the last half hour from the Hamilton waterfront. We are guests of Hamilton Oshawa Port Authority.